This is Randall with BlueSheepdog.com, and today we're going to be talking about Benchmade's Heckler & Koch Soldat folding knife. Alright, the Benchmade knife ships in a box, and it comes with a nice little synthetic bag. The design of this knife, it's a folding knife with a button lock, ambidextrous pocket clip, round opening hole. Now this has a button or plunge lock. This is not a automatic opening knife. This is a manually opening folder. Okay. The handles are made of a thermoplastic called Grivery. It's a high-performance thermoplastic, and in some industrial uses it's used to replace metal. Okay. It's got a pocket clip on here that mounts on either side of the knife. This is a very light knife, and part of the reason is that the handle doesn't have any integral liners or anything like that. It's got some ribbing inside this, so the interior of the handles are slightly skeletonized for lightness, but they're also very thick. You can see this knife is it's 0.76 inches across, or a little more than 3/4 of an inch across, which is a little bit larger than most folding knives across, and I think part of that is what gives the knife its strength in the handles. And I think they've done away with the liners by making them a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier, which is something that I like, because this knife is it fills your hand up very nicely. It's also got very good purchase. You can see that the surface of the knife has some diamond plate or tire tread pattern on it. It's got some scalloping here on the top and bottom edges of the handle. Also, the back spacer has some serrations on it, and then there's some jimping on the back of the blade itself to provide a little bit of traction for your thumb when you're cutting. Very well thought out handle design. Because there are no integral steel liners for mounting the pocket clip, they've included some steel inserts in here that the actual screws screw into, so that it doesn't actually screw into the thermoplastic itself. Alright, as I said, it's got a 3.3 inch blade. The blade in this knife is made of N680 steel, which is a high corrosion resistant steel. It has a little nitrogen infused into it. Rockwell hardness 57 to 59 on the Rockwell scale. This knife also comes, this is a drop point. The knife also comes with a tanto point. I like the drop point because there's a lot of belly for cutting, and at the same time I like the combo edge. The combo edge gives you a nice edge for cutting fibrous materials like rope or paracord or seat belts. So I always like having a combo edge on a duty carry knife like this. The opening hole is a bit oversized on this, just a little bit larger than the average opening size, which is nice because if you're wearing gloves or something else, you can get your thumb in there. Also, the opening hole on this knife is it's not chamfered at all. It's got a nice squared up edge, so when you put your thumb in there, it grabs very tightly right on there and it opens right up. This button lock design, you can see as I open the knife up here, opens about halfway across the blade to block the blade from opening. Okay, you got your pivot pin and your hardened stop pin on the back here. This knife, because the handle is so rigid, it locks up very tightly. There's no play in the blade side to side. Very, very tight lock up on this knife. Also, you can hear when I close this knife, you can hear the plunge lock acts as a detent, so when this knife closes, it's closed very securely so that the blade will not pop open in your pocket. It won't be jarred open. If you've ever had a knife that opened partially in your pocket, and this is especially with knives that are clip carry with a tip-up design like this, you reach into your pocket to pull this out, you can cut yourself, you can get the knife hung up on your pocket so it won't come out, you can tear your pants, just something you just don't want. And especially on a rough and tumble knife that's going to be carried on duty like this, you want something that's going to be secure. When Benchmade designed this knife, they had a couple of goals in mind. One was that they make a USA made knife. This knife is made in the USA with the button lock, and they wanted to have it with a little bit lower price point than some of the comparable knives that are out there. This knife has an MSRP of about $70. You do a little bit of internet due diligence, you can find this knife for sale for under $50. You can find it for under $50, which I think is a great value, especially in a duty folder. If this thing's going to be carried on duty, used and abused, you want to be able to get it at a good price. If you lose it, you go out and you buy another one, not a problem. I've been carrying this particular knife on duty for about 2 months. I've been cutting a variety of materials with it. Overall, very nice package. I really like the way the handle is designed. It's got a nice shape to it, feels good in the hand. Even though it's a little bit thicker, it carries well in the pocket. Not a whole lot of problems with it. Comes right out. I carry mine on my left side. This is kind of a duty folder for chores, which I try to maintain its sharpness all the time. But if I need a backup weapon, this is what it's also carried for. Anyway, quick overview of the Benchmade H&K Soldat knife.